Good evening. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. There's a lot of awards, and everyone is diligently working on that. I appreciate your patience. We're going to start hopefully about 7:10, so if you need to use the restroom or anything, you've got about 10 minutes.
just had room here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we shouldn't
I'm
need
just
it.
going to go ahead and take this back because this is one of my Vista tables, not that estate table.
Yeah, and that's what this one is
That
too.
one's Monte Vista too.
Okay.
Ready? Hello. Let's try this. Oh yeah, that's what we like. Nice. Welcome to the 77th Annual San Luis Valley Regional Science Fair. So thank you for your patience. We had some amazing technical glitches. So we are going to give a modified award ceremony. And just to keep you guys in suspense, we're going to probably do a live stream event later for the special awards because we had some real issues printing the certificates. So more to come. That's just something else to look forward to, right? Right? Yeah. Right. So, first of all, I want to say, kids, great job. You guys had some amazing projects on the floor. You really did. Beautiful work. And also, no fair is possible without parents. Parents, stand up, please. Stand up. Parents. Kids, look at your parents. Wave at them. Thank them. And next, the people in the trenches, teachers, sponsors, stand up. Definitely stand up. Nice. Yes. We wouldn't even be here if it weren't for what the sponsors are doing. The parents and sponsors are so awesome. There's some people I'd like to thank to make this possible. We have so much help behind the scenes, guys. This has been a humbling experience for me. So, and it's going to continue to be humbling because we're gonna invite somebody to the stage and honor her. But I have to say, this has been one of the most powerful, amazing, difficult, awe-inspiring things I've done in a long time. So this is pretty cool. But people I'd like to thank, we have, at the very beginning, you guys had to turn in your paperwork. Remember that? SRC team, right? You had to turn in your paperwork and get that SRC review. So we have several people on our SRC team. We have some that are here, some that have been helping behind the scenes. But a round of applause for the people who read all those papers. That's a lot of work. Next, I'd like to thank all of our judges. Did you guys have good judges today? Yeah? They're amazing, aren't they? Round of applause for the judges. Behind me, I have members of our amazing board. So this science fair is run. There's a director, and I'm like right there, but there's all these people behind me that support what I do and give me feedback and guide me in this journey of learning this thing. So I'd like to introduce some of our board members. We have Dr. Holm, our president. Andrew Valdez, he's our secretary-treasurer. Boo Thomas, who keeps me in line. Susan Storm, our vice president. And sitting at the end, I'll be introducing him here in a second to bring him up, is Mr. Tyler Keck. He's going to be our MC. The final thank yous I'd like to give are for the volunteers and most especially Adams State. It's really awesome that we can do this here. This is our home university, guys. We need to be proud of this institution. Some of you may go here. Some of you may not, and that's okay too. But this institution, we couldn't do what we do without these facilities and without the support of Adams State. So thank them, please. All right, so with that, I'm going to introduce Mr. Tyler Keck, if he could come up. And actually, no, Dr. Holm? Actually, we're going to go ahead and do it with Dr. Holm first, then Mr. Keck. All right, thanks, guys.
How many of you had a chance to watch even a small portion of the Olympics recently? Yeah, quite a few of you. We'll get it here. So there's many champions in the Olympics that won medals, set world records, Olympic records, or personal records of achievement. Tonight we have a champion among us, we, the San Luis Valley Regional Science Fair Board, of Directors would like to honor and recognize. In 1675, well, how many have heard of Sir Isaac Newton? Yeah, you better if you're a science student, right? And Robert Hooke, they were both physical scientists. They made a familiar statement back then. In a letter, Isaac Newton wrote, "If I've seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Now, I want you to think about that for just a moment in your lives. Who are the giants that you stood on the shoulders of? Perhaps parents, teachers, friends, or other people you recognize that are more important to you. We all have giants in our lives that make a big difference in our individual lives. We should always remember them. So the phrase that Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further than others, it is by the standing on the shoulder of giants." That phrase is a metaphor which means using the understanding gained by major thinkers who have gone before in order to make intellectual progress. Each of your science projects have built upon what the others before you have done. It's also a metaphor for a person who wants to reach higher, standing on the shoulders of giants, and expresses the meaning of discovering truth by building on previous discoveries. While the champion we're going to bring up front here in a little bit is petite in stature, she is a giant among our science fair community here in the San Luis Valley. She kind of stepped down from some of the responsibilities of management of the fair from day to day this past year, and then she decided time to step down from being on the board. We'd like Lucy Adams to come up here where we can honor her for 34 years of championing the San Luis Valley Regional Science Fair and allowing us to stand on her shoulders. Lucy? Just think of it. Lucy put in 34 years out of the 77 years of this fair. Now smile.
That's what my daughter says.
You will have some time. But anyway, it's quite an honor to have Lucy up here. We miss her being at our board meetings and seeing her frequently. She's really a true friend. So, make some comments.
Take your hands, thank you. So, one of the people that interviewed me is sitting in here. I had an interview with Carol Rogers, Diana Jones, and Holly Flemley. And we had a 3-inch red notebook. That's why they're all red, Lori. We met at the Old Valley Food Co-op, and Carol flipped the pages, shut the book. Do you have any questions? And I said, no. I'll go home and cry about it. So I took the job with the understanding that I would work for 2 years. I guess I forgot to flip the calendars. I am not a science person. Give me a history book, geography. I am a happy camper. So I kind of ran science fair like my duties were at Rocky Mountain Jeep for 15 years. I had so many accounts that I billed. I now have accounts receivables. That's the way I ran science fair. But I don't know what happened. That 34 years went by in a flash. It was a very fun job. But I'm a newbie in the Valley. So first of all, I had to know my team leaders in the schools, and I would sit up here and I'm going, okay, Wilkinson's here, Suppin's sitting over there, Sherry Simpson-Jones sitting over there, Terry Paulson, you're sitting on the wrong side of the room tonight for some reason. You always sit over here. And then I got to paying attention to the registrations. Well, that kiddo was here last year. Well, that kiddo was here 2 years ago. What is this? And parents, I haven't forgotten you. Then I put parents and students together. So in this 3-ring notebook are the winners. And I would know who was in here. So I'd find the teachers, I'd find the students, and then I would look up in the audience and make sure I knew where parents of student A were sitting, because I was watching them. It is so different looking at you guys than you guys looking up here. But this is something so big. I don't know, many of you probably do not know, we are the oldest science fair in the state of Colorado. We are also now here's the real tidbit. We are one of the oldest science fairs in the United States. We really are. And there's nothing better than going to state, except when in February, were you on the state board at that time? When all of a sudden we didn't have a fair director? Yeah. Okay. All of a sudden in February, we don't have a state fair director. The board turned around and said, Lucy, you're it. So I planned 1999 state science fair from Alamosa, Colorado, and a dentist, thank goodness, over in Walsh, Colorado. We put the state science fair together long distance. And that was amazing. It really was. But this is a program, parents, teachers know this. Forget the science part of it. This is a program where your students learn research, writing, presentation. They will use that the rest of their life. It is a wonderful program. So please support it. And I've been told, don't you dare do this, but I'm going to do it. You know better than that. I would like former board members to stand up, please. And that includes you sitting over there. These are past board members. Stand up. We could not have put on the fairs without this group of people. They're wonderful. So I would like everybody to just pat yourself on the back. Continue. Of course you would do that. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the best 34 years ever. Thank you.
So we have a couple of items here. We have some flowers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And we have a piece of artwork for you, Lucy. I can't remember, what's the name of it? Dance of the Cranes?
I would open it, but you want to practice.
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
Yeah, and there's a card back here.
Okay, thank you.
And today I was thinking, early in Lucy's science fair career, I'm sure we have several adults out there that were students back then, and now we have sons and daughters that are going through science fair, and maybe there are a few cases of grandchildren going through.
Probably
So that's quite a legacy.
Andrew and his wife, she did science fair, I think. So their kids are here. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite a legacy. Thank you, Lucy. Are you going to want to leave right away? Okay, I'll turn the time over to Tyler Keck now, and we'll get things rolling.
Why can't you trust an atom? Thank you. Yeah, all right. Just a corny joke. All right. So this awards ceremony is going to be a little bit different. We are not going to do the special awards. So you should be happy you're not going to be here till 9:30. Yes. Yeah. I did it super fast. I did 2 hours last year.
20 till 8. You've done
20 till 8, she says. I better move. Okay. All right, 77th annual. Oh, I'm just super pumped to be your MC tonight. My name is Tyler Keck. I'm an alumni of the Science Fair. This fair is always going to hold a special place in my heart. I look out there, I see Dr. Larry Schvem, Marty Jones, Gary Wilkinson, and I think about those people often, even at 38 years old, and how much they helped me. Those were the giants that I stood on the shoulders of, and they made a huge impact in my life. I competed in this fair as a student for 6 years. It had a tremendous impact on my life, teaching me many skills that I use to this day, like public speaking. Many of you in this room, you heard a lot about that, but this fair is so special. I helped with a fair in Rock Springs, Wyoming, and that regional fair gave out certificates and ribbons, and there was no monetary or scholarships. There was no money given out at all. This is really unique. In a given year, there's about $50,000 in cash and scholarships that goes out. So keep competing. There's so much potential for our students competing at this fair, including not only recognition among their peers, teachers, and family, but also those scholarships. We have a lot to cover this evening, so I'll go through a couple of housekeeping items. First, let me apologize if I mispronounce your name. Okay, there's a lot of names out there. I'm a scientist at heart. English, is not my strong suit, so we'll just go with that. We probably will not do an intermission because it's going to be a little bit shorter, so just bear with us, and we'll go ahead and get started there. All right. Okay. All right, we'll get started. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call up all of the students, and what I would like you to do is stand right here at the bottom of the stairs on my left, your right. And then I will announce the placing of those students. We will first start with elementary, behavioral, and social sciences. Can I please have the following students? Bowen Mortensen. Analia Padilla. Seth Miller. Lila Wright. Quinn Buturo. Emily Dicker. Isaiah, oh, sorry, that's middle school. My bad. You're all up here. Okay, let's start with honorable mention is presented to Bowen Mortensen from Sanford Elementary School for the project title, Can You Spot the Bot? Oh, Bowen, all right. Is this a joint project? Seth Miller? Okay, all right, gotcha. Also Seth Miller from Sanford Elementary for the same project, Can You Spot the Bot? Congratulations, you two.
Is there two of you?
If I don't announce a sponsor, it is sponsored by the fair, okay? Because I want to give credit to our sponsors as well. Honorable mention is also presented to Analaya Padilla of Bill Metz Elementary School for the project title, Does Color Affect Taste? Third place, sponsored by Mark and Lynette Russell, is presented to Lila Wright of Lahara Elementary School for the project title, Artificial Dye versus Natural Dye. Can you tell the difference?
You might make a comment that where it says sponsor, they could write thank you next to these people.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So just, we've got a lot of sponsors. There's so many members of this community that support this fair. The sponsor is listed on the certificate, and what would be a very kind gesture is if you wrote a thank you note to those sponsors so that they continue to sponsor this fair. Let's go ahead and go to second place, sponsored by Matthias Concrete, is presented to Emily Dicker of Bill Metz Elementary School for Truth in Pixels. Can you recognize AI art? First place and $45, sponsored by Arby's, is presented to Quinn Butero of Bill Metz Elementary School for providing to teachers that kids can fidget while working. We'll move on to middle school behavioral and social sciences. Can I please have the following students come up? Juliana Medina, Julissa Naranjo, Jair Gonzalez, and Isaiah Aguilar. We'll start with honorable mention. That is presented to Jair Gonzalez, Sierra Grande Middle School for the project titled Music in Motion. Third place, sponsored by the Great Sand Dune Swimming Pool, $40, is presented to Isaiah Aguilar of Ortega Middle School for the project title Music versus Performance. Second place, $45, sponsored by Clay and Gina Mitchell, is presented to Julissa Naranjo of Sargent Middle School for the project Think, Drink, React. And first place, an award of $50, sponsored by Great Sand Dunes Lodge, is presented to Juliana Medina of Monte Vista Middle School for the project Insecurities, Why? Part 2. We'll now move to high school behavioral and social sciences. Can I please have the following students? April Perez, Skylar Freemwow. That didn't sound right, sorry. Savannah Schaefer, Julia Leary, Lydia Boyd, and Maylee Blount. Honorable mention is presented to Maylee Blount of Sargent High School for the project title Think for Yourself. Honorable mention is presented to April Perez of Monte Vista High School for the project I Tried but Then Gave Up, Learned Helplessness in Students. Honorable mention is presented to Skylar Freemwow of Monte Vista High School for the project title Age Angst, Seeing If Rebelliousness is Related to Age. Third place, an award of $45 sponsored by Del Norte Bank is presented to Savannah Schaefer of Monte Vista High School for the project What a Fun Subject, Depression. Second place, an award of $50 sponsored by Alamosa State Bank is presented to Lydia Boyd from Monte Vista High School for the project ADHD in the San Luis Valley Phase 2.
And the next one is a team.
And first place is a team project, an award of $55, sponsored by Society for Science, is presented to Julia Leary and Abigail Adams from Alamosa High School for the project Party Lines and Blind Spots, an examination of introspection illusion. We'll now move to biomedical sciences in the elementary division. Can I please have the following students? Jude Mills McKinn, Talia Soto, Lila Johnson, Madeline Ward, Addison Martinez, Mackenzie Mortensen. Honorable mention is presented to Lila Johnson from Mountain Valley Elementary School for the project Disinfectants Test. Honorable mention is presented to Talia Soto from Bill Metz Elementary School for the project Growing Bacteria. Honorable mention is presented to Jude Mills McKim of Bill Metz Elementary School for the project The 5-Second Rule. Third place, $35, is sponsored by SLV Health and is presented to Madeline Ward from Bill Metz Elementary for Nature's Killers, Food That Might Kill Bacteria. Second place, an award of $40, sponsored by Jenny Jack Goodwin and Greg Goodwin, is presented to Mackenzie Mortensen from Sanford Elementary School, the project Germs, It's What's for Dinner. And our first place winner, $45, sponsored by Larry Svem, is presented to Addison Martinez of Bill Metz Elementary School for the project The Cleaner the Better. Next, Biomedical Sciences Middle School. Can I please have the following students? Trevor Bagwell, Oakland Brady, Nyla Medina, Kendall McCarroll, Wyatt Miller, Doxson Petty, Kinsey Hannell. Honorable mention is presented to Nayla Medina of Sargent Middle School for 2 organs, 1 problem. Nyla, sorry.
Yeah, I know. But is it a team?
No. Okay. Honorable mention is presented to Kendall McCarroll and Oakland Brady of Centauri Middle School for the project Eggs and Reflexes, Timing the Perfect Reaction.
Tell them congratulations. Don't walk off.
Honorable mention is presented to Trevor Bagwell of Centauri Middle School for H2Go versus Turbo Fuel. Third place is presented to Wyatt Miller of Sargent Middle School for the prevalence of MRSA nasal swabs in rural healthcare workers. Second place, $45, sponsored by Wolf Creek Ski Area, is presented to Doxson Petty of Homeschool Middle School from grain to glucose, fresh versus store-bought flour, and its effect on blood sugar. And our first place winner, $50, sponsored by Adams State University, is presented to Kinsley Hannell of Sargent Middle School, barnyard bacteria, testing for bacteria and goat bedding. We'll move to high school biomedical sciences. Can I please have Madison Gray, Minerva Gonzalez, Jayla Rubal, Michaela Armenta, Eva Trujillo, and Estrella Alvarez.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, one of those is a team. This is
Oh.
a team.
Yep. Okay. All right, we'll start with honorable mention. Jayla Rubal from Antonito Senior High School, from fresh to fuzzy, testing household additives to slow bread mold. Oh. Sorry, and that's a team with Madison Gray as well. Yep. Honorable mention is also presented to Minerva Gonzalez and Michaela Armenta, both of Antonito Senior High School, for Herbal Clean Can Rosemary Outwash Commercial Hand Soaps. Third place and $45, sponsored by John and Bonnie White, is presented to Estella Alvarez from Justice and Heritage Academy High School. Why do some people respond to drugs different than others? In second place, $50, sponsored by Jody and Floyd Oaks, is presented to Eva Trujillo of Center High School. Does lung capacity cause lung cancer? Yeah. We'll move to elementary botany. Can the following students come up? Autumn Prislinger, Adelina Mills, Keelan Carroll, Michael Bernal, and Amelia Roybal. Honorable mention is presented to Amelia Roybal from Sierra Grande Elementary School for the Can You Grow Plants Without Soil? Honorable mention is presented to Keelan Carroll, Sierra Grande Elementary School, for project Leaf Me a Melody. Third place and $35, sponsored by Southern Colorado Farms, is presented to Michael Bernal of Haskin Elementary School for Salty Plants. Second place and $40, sponsored by SLV Brewing Company, is presented to Adelina Mills from Sierra Grande Elementary School for Bad Bud to Beauty. From Bud to Beauty. First place and $45, sponsored by Lucero Family Foundation, is presented to Autumn Prislinger, Mountain Valley Elementary School for hydroponic basil. Moving to middle school botany, the following students: Jaden Boyd, Mason Price, Talon Hodgson, Alwyn Larson, and Titus Cody. Honorable mention is presented to Alwyn Larson of Sargent Middle School for testing the impact of magnetic polarity on plant growth. Honorable mention is presented to Jaden Boyd from Justice and Heritage Academy Middle School, growing mushrooms and different substances. Third place and $40 is presented to Mason Price of Sargent Middle School, perfectly shaped spuds, a study of potato uniformity. Second place and $45, sponsored by Ryerson Farms, is presented to Titus Cody of Ortega Middle School for germination station. First place and $50, sponsored by Colorado Potato Administrative Committee, is presented to Talon Hodgson of how do you say your last name? I'm sorry. Hodgson. That's way easier than I made it. Sargent Middle School for Nature's Filters. We'll move to high school botany. Michael Cassius, Natalia Romero, Logan Hernandez, Ernesto Ochoa Marquez, Alana Lujan, Emilio Ortiz. Honorable mention is presented to Logan Hernandez of Monte Vista High School, Buds for Our Buds. Honorable mention is presented to Michaela Cassius. Yeah, there we go. Justice and Heritage Academy High School. What type of tea is the best for plant growth? Oh, Michaela. All right, awesome. Got it. Third place and $45, sponsored by KW Farms, is presented to Natalia Romero of Antonito Senior High School, composting with aloe vera, an alternative way of making organic fertilizer.
Two of them now.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it's also presented to Alana Lujan. This is a group project for the same project, same title. Second place, an award of $50, sponsored by SLV Research Center, is presented to Ernesto Ochoa Marquez of Monte Vista High School. What the Spud, a study of how environmentally induced stress can affect. First place and $55, sponsored by David and Vonda Holm, is presented to Emilio Ortiz of Monte Vista High School for Roots to Resilience, testing the effects of arboriculture AMF on different potato cultivars under simulated drought conditions. Well, that should be good. We're in a drought, so thank you for your project. We're going to move to chemistry, elementary school. The following students, I need Aslan Benitez and Amelia Inquist, Aziel Martinez, Rosalie Cunnell, Keon Rinden, Brennan Birdsley, Brighton Bar, Walter Larson, that's a group, and Helen Davey and Elisa Story. We'll start with honorable mention. That is presented to Aziel Martinez of Sierra Grande Elementary School for Your Teeth Called, They Prefer Water. Honorable mention is presented to the team of Amelia Inquist and Aslyn Benitez of both of Haskin Elementary School for the project Potato Lights. Honorable mention goes to Rosalie Cunnell and Brennan Birdsley of Creed Elementary School for their project, The Ancient Egyptians, Method and History of Mummification. Third place, $35, sponsored by Robert Shanahan, is presented to Kian Rendon of Sanford Elementary School for Light Up That Candy. Second place, an award of $40 sponsored by Jan Watkins, is presented to Elisa Story of Upper Rio Grande Elementary for From Sacrifice to Celebration, group project, also Helen Davey. The project is From Sacrifice to Celebration, Making the Perfect Cheesecake. And first place is presented to Walter Larson and Brighton Bar, both of Sanford Elementary School, for Tasty Snack or Acid Attack. Middle school chemistry. Izzy Boyd. Lake Nadu, Sydney Montague, Kinsley Mitchell, Tatum Martin. Honorable mention is presented to Tatum Martin from Sargent Middle School for Sun, Salt, and Snap. Honorable mention is presented to Lake Nadu, Ortega Middle School, the Big Egg Experiment. Okay. Third place, $40, sponsored by Holy Moses Gift Shop, is presented to Izzy Boyd of Monte Vista Middle School for baking bread. Second place, $45, sponsored by Winton Nip and Sanitizing, is presented to Sydney Montague of Centauri Middle School for Medicine War. First place, $50, sponsored by Marty and Diana Jones, is presented to Kinley Mitchell, Sargent Middle School for Small Plastics, Big Problems. High school chemistry. This is where I competed. I'm passionate about this one. Can I have the following students? Liam Griffin, Bogar Kazada, Laliette Montoya, we'll start with honorable mention. This is presented to Laliette Montoya of Justice and Heritage Academy High School for nail glues retention with versus without prep. Second place, an award of $50, sponsored by Susan and Jeff Storm, is presented to Bogar Kazada of Sierra Grande High School for Desulfurization 2, the effects of hydrogen sulfide in agriculture. First place and $55, sponsored by Rick and Brenda Schneiderbach, is presented to Liam Griffin, Sargent High School. Comparative thermodynamic analysis of conventional and alternative de-icers. Next, we'll move to middle school consumer sciences. I need the following students here. Troy Henderson, Brand Register, Armando Roybal, Lizzie Paulson, Destrella Garcia, Caden French. That's everybody. We'll start with honorable mention. That is presented to Armando Roybal of Sargent Middle School. Project Shine On, the Battle of Teeth Whiteners. Honorable mention presented to Brand Register, Sargent Middle School for Fiber Force. Honorable mention to Troy Henderson of Centauri Middle School for Fast Flames, the Race to Extinguish. Third place, an award of $40 sponsored by Farm Service is presented to Caden French of Sierra Grande Middle School for project What Potato Would Make the Best Battery. Second place and $45, sponsored by Associated Students and Faculty Senate, is presented to Destrella Garcia of Monte Vista Middle School for energy drinks effects on the other white meat. First place and $50, sponsored by Jason and Kathy Lorenz, is presented to Lizzie Paulson of Sargent Middle School for No Flies and My Flies. Next, we'll do We'll go to elementary earth and space science. I need Jamie Sanchez, Evelyn Wisniewski, I didn't pronounce that right, I'm sorry, Cadence Shawcroft, David Silvas III, and Isabella Mills. Are you Evelyn? Okay. Honorable mention is presented to Isabella Mills of Sierra Grande Elementary for Moon Magic, Why the Moon Looks Different Every Night. Okay, honorable mention is presented to Evelyn Wisniewski of La Hera Elementary School for Where Did All the Stars Go? Third place and $35, sponsored by Bruce and Sharon Meyer, is presented to Jamie Sanchez of Sierra Grande Elementary School, Moonlight versus Starlight. Second place, $40, sponsored by John and Lisa Rowinski, is presented to Cadence Shawcroft of Manassas Elementary for It's All About Erosion. And first place, sponsored by Louis Bacon's Trinchera Blanca Foundation, is presented to David Silvas III of La Hera Elementary School for Air Today, Gone Tomorrow, Tracking Barometer Pressure. We'll move to middle school earth and space science. Can I please have Paisley Vandiver, Ali Manzanares, and Elijah Brown. We'll start with third place, an award of $40 sponsored by Broken Arrow Ranch and Land, presented to Ali Manzanares of Sierra Grande Middle School for How Different Heights of Volcanoes Change Lava Flow. Second place, an award of $45 sponsored by Center Conservation District, is presented to Elijah Brown of Sargent Middle School for The Elements Beneath Us. First place, $50, sponsored by Andrew Valdez, is presented to Paisley Vandiver, Sargent Middle School. Lock in, bro, testing which soils hold fertilizer the best. Next, high school earth and space science. Alexis Gonzalez. Loria Duran Hara. Thank you. And Will Walker, please. We'll start with third place, $45, sponsored by Friends of the Dunes, is presented to Loria Duran Hara, Justice and Heritage Academy High School for Rock Cycle. Second place, $50, sponsored by Michelle and Andrew Repke, is presented to Alexis Gonzalez of Monte Vista High School. Well, what's in your well? First place, $55, sponsored by Lois Kirkham, is presented to Will Walker of Monte Vista High School for modeling the impacts of flow rate on riparian beach stability. We'll move to elementary engineering. Can I please have Henry Meals and, hold on a second, Creed Anderson, Keenan Cano, Jace Sandoval, Forever Garcia, Ezekiel Quintana, and Keith Jones. We'll start with honorable mention. This is presented to Ezekiel Quintana of Sierra Grande Elementary School for Marble Mayhem. Honorable mention is presented to Keith Jones of Sierra Grande Elementary for shooting a Gauss rifle. Honorable mention is presented to Forever Garcia, Sierra Grande Elementary, for The Sound of Floating. Third place, we'll move to middle school engineering. Can I have Trevor Cook, Anthony Gomez, Elizabeth Dean, Michael Martinez, Ori McDonald, Dallin Guyman, Callie Griffin, and Hugo Sondrel. We'll start with honorable mention, presented to Michael Martinez of Sierra Grande Middle School for the Revolutionary Screw. Michael Martinez. Honorable mention is presented to Anthony Gomez, Sierra Grande Middle School for, oh, sorry, that was a team project, my apologies. Honorable mention is also presented to Trevor Cook of Ortega Middle School for freezer versus heater concrete strength test. Honorable mention is presented to Ori McDonald and Elizabeth Dean of Monte Vista Middle School for compressed air engine to the test. Third place, $40, sponsored by Valley Electric, presented to Hugo Sondrel of Homeschool Middle School, enhancing banana bio cardboard strength with eggshells. Second place, $45, sponsored by SLV REC, is presented to Dallin Guyman of Centauri Middle School for Unbreakable Bridge. And first place, $50, Pence Engineering, is presented to Callie Griffin of Sargent Middle School for Fill the Game, Basketball for the Blind. High School Engineering. Can I please have Rylan Ross, Logan Futrell, James Little, and Wesley Tipsword. We'll start with honorable mention. Presented to James Little, Monte Vista High School, for flying through the air and sea, multi-terrain drone. Third place, $45, sponsored by Asphalt Construction, is presented to Wesley Tipsword, Monte Vista High School, solar-powered enclosed bug zapper. Second place, $50, sponsored by Christie Mountain Sports, is presented to Rylan Ross, Monte Vista High School. Look behind you using solar sensors to detect oncoming vehicles for biker safety. First place, $55, sponsored by First Southwest Bank, is presented to Logan Futrell, Monte Vista High School, for the infusion solution, designing a multifunctional medical pump to treat hyperglycemia. Our next category is elementary environmental sciences. Can I please have the following? Sadriel Para, Levi Britton, Brian Rodriguez, Morgan Nicolius, Riley Creel, Mia Rodriguez, and Alexander Banulos. I know, I noticed that as soon as I said it. All right, we'll start with honorable mention, presented to Morgan Nicolius, Upper Rio Grande Elementary School, for How Does a Tornado Move Things? Nicolias. Morgan Nicolias. Honorable mention goes to Riley Creel of Upper Rio Grande Elementary for How Much Salt Has to Be in the Ocean to Make an Egg Float. Honorable mention to the team, Mia Rodriguez and Bryn Rodriguez of Haskin Elementary School, for testing different waters and chemicals. Third place, $35, sponsored by Dwayne and Lori Bussey, is presented to Alexander Buenuelos, Sierra Grande Elementary School, for the Clean Water Machine. Second place and $40, sponsored by SLV Trout Unlimited, goes to Sandriel Para of Bill Metz Elementary School for cleaning up oil spills. And first place, $45, sponsored by Rio Grande Watershed Conservation, is presented to Levi Britton of Creed Elementary School for Can Brine Shrimp Detect Water Quality? We'll move to middle school environmental sciences. Can I please have Clara Miller, Eva Stewart, and Brooke, give me a second here, Solkowski. We'll start with honorable mention, going to Eva Stewart of Justice and Heritage Academy Middle School for environmental restoration. Third place, $40, sponsored by SLV Ecosystem Council, is presented to Brooke Silkowski, Creed Middle School. How well is your water? First place and $50, sponsored by SLV Water Conservation District, is presented to Clara Miller of Sanford Middle School for Coop to Crop, how chickens affect the soil. We'll move to high school environmental sciences. Can I please have Paisley Anderson, Addison Mondragon, and Lola Sondrel? We'll start with third place. $45, sponsored by Upper Arkansas Valley Wildlife Foundation, presented to Addison Mondragon, Monte Vista High School for Sink or Swim 2. Second place, $50, sponsored by Colorado Rio Grande Headwater Restoration, presented to Paisley Anderson of Creed High School for the Rusting Creek, the impact of mining contamination on riparian vegetation in West Willow Creek. And first place, $55, sponsored by Rio Grande Water Conservation District, is presented to Lola Sondrel of Monte Vista High School for sustainable cleanup, Mycorrhiza medium as a green alternative for heavy metal removal. Our next category will be elementary mathematics and computer science. Can I please have the following students? Ellie McCarn, Erin Miller, and Evelyn Maxwell. Oh, sorry, that's Erin probably. Third place, $35, sponsored by Lyle and Liz Hood, is presented to Evelyn Maxwell of Upper Rio Grande Elementary for Want to Make a Video Game? Here's how. Second place and $40, sponsored by the Monte Vista Co-op, is presented to Erin Miller of Sierra Grande Elementary School for the MM Math Quest. And first place, $45, sponsored by Ron Lozer, is presented to Ellie McCarn, Sierra Grande Elementary, for Level Up Your Reflexes. We'll move to middle school mathematics and computer science. Can I please have Adam Daniels, Alex Dicker, Boston Forrester, and Christian Bosquet. Did I not pronounce it right? Bousquet? Yes, it's Bousquet. Okay, thank you. Got it. Honorable mention is presented to Boston Forrester of Sierra Grande Middle School for digital photo contest. Third place, $40, sponsored by Highland Potato, is presented to Christian Bosquet, Monte Vista Middle School, for Racist AI. Apparently my French is not very good, I apologize. I don't want to mess up the Polish ones though, because my wife will not be happy. Second place, $45, sponsored by Sargent Education Foundation, is presented to Adam Daniels of Ortega Middle School for AI Identify. And first place, $50, sponsored by ONV Printing, is presented to Alex Dicker of Monte Vista Middle School for reducing human pesticide exposure with technology. We'll go to high school mathematics and computer sciences. Can I please have Madeline Garbarich and Josiah Hauser? We have 2 awards in this category. First, an honorable mention presented to Josiah Hauser of Sargent High School for the project Bennett to Win It, a study of recycling. We also have a third place, $45, sponsored by Valley Educators Credit Union, presented to Madeline Garbarich, Alamosa High School for difficulty and decidability of NP complete puzzles. We'll move on to elementary physics. Can I please have Colston Reynolds, Eddie Espinoza, Macy Rigadon, Alicia Casas, sorry. My brain is getting tired, sorry. Elisa Cassis, Olivia Lancaster, Ellie Henderson, and Eunice Casillas. All right, elementary physics. Our first award is an honorable mention presented to Macy Rigadon of Sierra Grande Elementary School for Up, Up, and Away. Honorable mention is presented to Eddie Espinoza, Sierra Grande Elementary School for Shooting Hoops. Honorable mention, Alicia Casasas, Bill Metro Elementary School, Clean Water. Third place, $35, sponsored by Moats Law Firm, is presented to Olivia Lancaster of Sierra Grande Elementary for Bounce Forever, Turning Up the Heat. Third place is also sponsored by Moats Law Firm. Oh, sorry. We have 2 third place awards here, and presented to Eunice Casillas. Do you have that one?
Yeah, Eunice Casillas. Yeah, we'll have to get her. She can come up with.
We'll get you a certificate, but we don't have it right with us. Second place, $40, sponsored by RG Bank, is presented to Ellie Henderson of La Jera Elementary for Move It, Move It. $45, sponsored by Sargent School, PTO, is presented to Colston Reynolds of Sanford Elementary for Magnet Meltdown. We'll move to middle school physics. Can I please have Mason Klecker, Kaya King, Mark Bush, Kason Mativi, and Farin Jackson. All right, we'll start with honorable mention. Goes to Farin Jackson of Centauri Middle School for Catapult versus Probability. Honorable mention goes to Mark Bush of Centauri Middle School, an investigation into hammering forces. Third place and $40, sponsored by Paulson River Ranch, is presented to Kaya King of Sanford Middle School for Ghost Waves Measuring Invisible EMF in My Home. Second place, $45, sponsored by Mosca Hooper Soil Conservation, is presented to Mason Klecker of Sargent Middle School for Weld Wars. First place, sponsored by Matt and Jenny Nearing, is presented to Kason Mativi of Sargent Middle School for Power of the Prop. We'll move to high school physics. Can I please have Tanner Hauser, Casimir Romero, Sydney Curtis, we first have honorable mention presented to Casimir Romero of Justice and Heritage Academy High School, Sun Tracker Solar Panel. Our second place award is $50, sponsored by Sunflower Bank, presented to Sydney Curtis of Sargent High School for volumetric analysis of cast-off patterns for physical profiling. First place is sponsored by Robin Grace Davidson, $55, presented to Tanner Hauser of Sargent High School for demonstrating a potential method for black hole information recovery via a simulated Hawking radiation model. We'll move to elementary zoology. Can I please have Gage Henderson, J.C. Billenberg, Taylor Jaminet, and Kennison Johnson, Winter Seabach, Raiden Pitney, Isaiah Johnston, Leonida Gallegos. We'll start with honorable mention presented to Winter Seabach, Bill Metz Elementary for Do the Kitty High Five. Honorable mention to Raiden Pitney, Bill Metz Elementary for What Do Ants Like to Eat? Honorable mention to Isaiah Johnston, Bill Metz Elementary for What Do Ants Like to Eat? Oh, sorry. Is that a group project? Congratulations. Honorable mention presented to Leonida Gallegos of Bill Metz Elementary School for Ants' Favorite Color. Third place, sponsored by Right Carpet, $35 to Kennison Johnson, Sanford Elementary School for From Dirty to Dazzling. And also Talia Jaminet, also third place for the same project. Second place is sponsored by Jim's Tire Store. It's $40, presented to J.C. Billenberg, Creed Elementary School for Great Smells. First place is sponsored by Patricia Kaiser. It's $45 and is presented to Gage Henderson of Sargent Elementary for Shoot Tunes, Can Music Keep Cattle Calm? Middle School Zoology. Can I please have J.C. Francis, Madison Squires, Khaleesi Reynolds, Alyssa Voss, and Naylee Lanez. We'll start with honorable mention presented to Alyssa Voss of Sargent Middle School for Hopping Towards Flavor. Honorable mention goes to Nayli Lenez, Justice and Heritage Academy Middle School, for how much bacteria is on a horse's hoof. Third place, sponsored by Conejos Water Conservation, it's $40, presented to Madison Squires of Sargent Middle School for Chew on This. Does this type of wood matter if horses crib or not? Second place, sponsored by Mile High Prep Reports, $45, is presented to J.C. Francis of Sargent Middle School for Worm Wars. First place is sponsored by Alpine Vet Hospital, $50, is presented to Khaleesi Reynolds of Sargent Middle School for Can't Resist This. All right, we'll move to high school zoology. Can I please have Jaylee Jaminet and Lucy Britton? We've got second place and first place. Second place is sponsored by Gun Barrel Station. It's $50, presented to Lucy Britton, Creed High School. Can they coexist? The stakes have never been higher. First place is sponsored by Colorado Gators. It's $55. J. Lee Jaminet, Sanford High School. Observing pH levels and to predict patrician in Mars. All right. Okay, we're almost there. We're going to go into some special awards here. Give me just a moment. We're going to go to our overall winners. So I'm going to start with the overall winner for elementary division. This is sponsored by the Lucero Family Foundation at $75. And this year is presented to Gage Henderson of Sargent Elementary for Shoot Tunes, Can Music Keep Cattle Calm? I like all the cheering. This is a big deal, for sure. We'll now go to overall award for middle school. It's sponsored by Louis Bacon's Chinchera Blanca Foundation. It's a certificate, $95. This year is presented to Kinley Mitchell, Sargent Middle School, for Small Plastics, Big Problems. Now our overall award for the high school division. Sponsored by Society for Science. This is a certificate and $120. This year is presented to Logan Futrell, Monte Vista High School, for the infusion solution, designing a multifunction medical pump to treat hyperglycemia. Okay, now we're going to move on to our state winners, state qualifiers here. Winners will participate in the Colorado Science and Engineering Fair held at CSU, April 3rd through the April 9th through the 11th. Everyone, if you win this award, you're going to wait over here after the fair so you can get all the details with Lori, okay? We'll start with, give me just a second. Okay, they said to read these super fast. No, I'm kidding. All right, so our first winner is Julia Leary of Alamosa High School for Party Lines and Blind Spots, an examination of the introspection illusion. Oh, sorry, this is a team. Abigail Adams, please come as well. Our next state winner is Lydia Boyd of Monte Vista High School for ADHD in the San Luis Valley Phase 2. Our next winner is Emilio Ortiz of Monte Vista High School for Roots to Resilience, testing the effects of arbuscular, I'm just going to have to abbreviate, AMF on different potato cultivars under simulated drought conditions. Yeah. Our next winner is Liam Griffin of Sargent High School for comparative thermodynamic analysis of conventional and alternative de-icers. Our next winner is Will Walker of Monte Vista High School for modeling the impacts of flow rate on riparian beach stability. Next winner is Logan Futrell, Monte Vista High School, for the infusion solution, designing a multifunction medical pump to treat hypoglycemia. Next winner is Addison Mondragon of Monte Vista High School for Sink or Swim 2, and analyzing impacts of river conservation methods on each other while building river conservation projects. Our next winner is Lola Sondrel of Monte Vista High School for sustainable cleanup, mycormediation as a green alternative for heavy metal removal. Our next winner is Paisley Anderson of Creed High School for the Rusting Creek, the impact of mining contamination on riparian vegetation in West Willow Creek. Next state winner is Tanner Hauser of Sargent High School for demonstrating a potential method for black hole information recovery via simulated Hawking radiation model. Our next winner is Jaylee Jaminet of Sanford High School for observing pH levels to predict parturition in mares. Our next winner is Khaleesi Reynolds of Sargent Middle School for Can't Resist This. Our next winner is Kason Mativi of Sargent Middle School for Power of the Prop. Next is Alex Dicker of Monte Vista Middle School for reducing human pesticide exposure with technology. Next winner is Clara Miller of Sanford Middle School for Coop to Crop, How Chickens Affect the Soil. Our next winner is Jet Smith from Centauri Middle School for Damning Evidence. Our next winner is Paisley Vandiver from Sargent Middle School for Lock In Bro, testing which soil holds fertilizer the best. Our next winner is Kinley Mitchell, Sargent Middle School for Small Plastics, Big Problems. Our next winner is Sydney Montague of Centauri Middle School, Medicine War. Next, our winner is Talon Hodson of Sargent Middle School for Nature's Filters. Our next winner is Kinsley Hannell of Sargent Middle School for barnyard bacteria, testing for bacteria in goat bedding. Our next winner is Daxon Petty of Homeschool Middle School from grain to glucose, fresh versus store-bought flour, and its effects on blood sugar. Our next winner is J.C. Francis of Sargent Middle School for Worm Wars. And then our last winner for state is Juliana Medina of Monte Vista Middle School for Insecurities. Why? Part 2. All right, now we're on to the big one. International Science and Engineering Fair. The first one is our student observer. This is a middle school student who will go and see how amazing this is for our other students to compete against the best in the world. This is presented to Kinley Mitchell of Sargent Middle School. Small plastics, big problems. This year, the International Fair is being held in Phoenix, Arizona. So you get to travel and see something cool. We next have our International Science and Engineering Fair alternate. So if one of the others can't go, this person will go. This is still a huge honor. This goes to Julia Leary of Alamosa High School for party lines and blind spots. And Abigail, sorry. Abigail, I am so sorry. I keep not seeing this as a team project. My apologies. Oh, yeah. Again, the winners of this award, you need to stay here afterwards so you can get the details. Next, we're going to go to our 2 attendees for the International Science and Engineering Fair. Our first, from Sargent High School, Tanner Hauser. And our last for the International Science and Engineering Fair is Logan Futrell of Monte Vista High School. That concludes our awards for tonight. I appreciate everyone. She's going to make a couple of announcements. Thank you so much.
Isn't Tyler amazing? Give him a round. Thank you, Tyler. So, a couple of things. First, if you're going to go pick up your boards, it would be massively helpful when you take down your boards to carry a table to the south wall. So there's that south wall, where we're walking in, stack them up there. We'll have somebody in there to help guide that. Next, your badges. They're reusable. You can keep the insert. It's pretty if you want to keep it. Keep the insert, but we'd love the badge back. So sponsors, if you don't mind helping us collect those badges, that would be phenomenal. And lastly, we will plan some type of a virtual award ceremony where we're going to give out those special awards So we're going to try to get that put together as quickly as possible. We have a ton of special awards to give you guys and a ton of money. So stay tuned for that, okay? Sponsors, keep track of your email. With that, thank you guys so much. And ISAF and state winners, meet us right over here, stage left. Thank you.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. You know, it's once we get through February, it's a lot of fun because I work with so many farmers. That's basically it.